All right, how's it going, everybody? Just testing a live here. I'm working on some of my World War II Germans, just seeing how fast I can paint them. I've been trying to speed this up a little bit, so obviously got them base coated in a brown. I think that'll help speed it up. See if I can get the focus here. Yeah. And then I'm just going to go in, hit these with as little colors as possible, make them look good, and see how fast I can do it here. Let me move this camera a little bit. That way you guys can see and I can see. A little bored today, nothing crazy going on, so I figured might as well come in here and paint a little bit. I'm making pretty good headway on this project. My goal was to get 14 of these units done. I think I got to get 5 more, and then I'm completed with that. So, yeah, making pretty good progress here. Doing brown as a primer instead of black has really helped speed up this process with these guys. Now you might be looking at this and be like, yeah, that color's a little too light for those jump smocks. Don't worry, it is going to darken right up once I put a couple washes on this. I'm not doing this as intensive as I did with my recent tutorial on how to paint these guys. With that one, I was trying to paint them as good as I can, and I still want these guys to look good, but I'm also trying to save some time here. So you'll see some stuff that's different. Nothing too crazy though. I'm gonna move my palette out of the way so I can get in here a little better. The only negative with not priming with black is I gotta go in here and pick out these straps, which is not the biggest deal. It can just be a little difficult sometimes. I'm actually gonna switch my brush real quick. Get a little bit bigger brush for this green. Hold a little bit more paint. Oh, didn't want to get the legs. Don't know why I did that. One of the only pieces that doesn't need to be green. That's okay though. And go right back in over top of it. No big deal. Painting 6 guys at a time. That's a squad for me. Haven't quite decided on rules yet. I'm debating on just coming up with my own rules. Just because there's nothing out there that particularly hits my interest for Crete. There's nothing that, is covering airborne invasions and stuff like that as much as I would like. So I'm debating coming up with my own rules for this just because I have a certain idea for this game. And I think if I create my own rules, it'll be more um I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is. More fun for me, I guess. All right, so that's the green. Next thing I'm going to go in is hit the pants and anybody that has a bandolier I'll hit that also with a dark. Ooh, that brush is kind of tough with a dark blue. So like this guy, hitting everything down to the boot with this blue. Again, it's pretty light. It is pretty light. You probably look at this going, that is not the right color. And you are right, it is not. But it will darken right up with my magic sauce. Do not doubt the magic sauce. No, I will not be sharing the recipe. It is patented. So if you're caught using it, I can sue you, actually. So yeah, you cannot use my secret sauce. I still don't like how these Victrix models are marketed as 12 millimeter. That just kind of disgusts me. I don't know why. Let's just call them 10. Like, can we just do that? Can we not try to be different? Victrix, they're clearly 10 millimeter. In fact, they're actually a little bit smaller than Pendragon's 10 millimeter. So maybe we just call them 10 millimeter so that people who are get irritated by little inconsistencies like that, like me, don't feel like we need to everything be 12 millimeter then. I think that was the first guy to paint the bandoliers on. So that's kind of where we're at with him. We got this guy. Hopefully it's focusing there. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get all the helmets in that color because I do want some of them to have different color helmets. Not technically historically accurate, but I do want to throw a little bit of Africa core helmets in there just to give a little bit of variance, something to pop out. So those two guys will get different color helmets. Cleaning that off my brush. Then I'm going to go in here and anything I can put a hint of tan on, I'm going to. So, like he's got some pouches back here. I'll just put a little bit of tan on those just to go give those a little bit of a distinction. Nothing too crazy. He's also got an ammo box. I could give that some tan stripes. Same thing here. He's got this one pouch back here. Just try to just ever so slightly give it a little bit of a highlight. He's got this buttstock, or sorry, buttstock. Jeez, what am I talking about? He's got his sling here. I'll give that a little bit of a tan shade. He's got this pouch. This usually wouldn't be tan, but it's okay. This guy, you can see some of these aren't sculpted the best, but these are, besides their faces, these are by far the best 10 mil sculpts I've ever seen. Also, the only 10 mils in plastic, so that's positive. Same thing with this guy. Just gonna go over this, over his handle, and his box. Give a highlight down there, there, and just do some streaking. And that'll come out pretty nice once it's all washed. We'll also do his helmet this color. This is not an ideal setup. I'm just going to say this now. I am painting in the most awkward fashion right now. We got this guy. We'll do his helmet. Do his pouches. Just get a little bit on there. A little bit too much there, a little too heavy. And then we are going to paint all of his MP40 pouches this tan color. Just like that. All right. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of this darker green. I don't want it to be super dark though, because it's already going to stand out. I'm going to hit their, I don't remember the correct word, but basically their ponchos. Trying to get the whole thing. I don't think anybody's in here yet, but if you are and you're commenting, I apologize because I can't see it. First time going live. All right. Now we'll come in here and pick up some of these skin tones. Let me adjust this camera just a little bit. All right. Now I'm just going to go in here and pick up these skin tones. Again, not trying to be perfect. They're 10 mil, so I'm just trying not to get it on the helmet, which I have a problem with. I'm not going to lie. Picking out his hands here. Trying to get behind there. And then his other hand is actually hiding. But yeah. Then you got the MG42 gunner, who for this game is an MG34. So don't look at the gun too hard, all right? I don't want to hear about it. He's kind of got his sleeves rolled up. He's not listening. He's doing his own thing. Got his sleeves rolled up, just being a guy. All right, we got a rifleman. I get his thumb. A little bit of his face without getting it on the helmet. This guy. In all honesty, with this brown, you could leave it the same color. I want a little bit of distinction between the skin and some of the other brown stuff. I'm not going to do the rifles, so I don't want the skin to be the same color as the rifles. I am just going to leave the rifles that prime color and go over them with an ink, and I'm going to call that done for the rifles. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm quickening these up a little bit. So there is the skin done. Next, I will do some of the black. For the black, I'm just going to use an ink. And I'll do the straps first. Then after the straps, I will go back in with a bigger brush and knock out the boots. Just because it's easier to get the straps first. And then go back in real quick, knock out the boots. So I'll do this guy, hopefully where you guys can see it. All right, I'm gonna get the little straps on the poncho, and then we will get his belt going around, trying to get underneath there. So yeah, you can kind of see the straps there. Same thing on this other prone guy. His straps are a little weird, but no big deal. Nothing we can't work around. Same thing. Get his pouches. A little bit of a strap right there. And we're just going to do that for all these guys. So, got this seated guy. He's got his canteen right here, so I'm going to put a little dot of black on that. Going to get the straps on the poncho, and then his Y harness. Can be a little difficult. Oh, got some on the face there. That sucks. No biggie. We will come back in and fix that later if I don't forget. All right. Moving right along with the straps. We got this guy. He's got a nice pose. You can see all his webbing. All his webbing there. Put a little bit of black right there, even though it's not sculpted, just to show that we know there's webbing there. Oh, got a little bit on the rifle there. No biggie. That's where we're gonna go back over with some metallics anyways. We're gonna hit his belt line. A little bit on that canteen pouch. A little bit of black over in there just to say, hey, we know there's supposed to be a belt there. All right. And clean the ink off of this brush because that is nasty stuff. And then I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to hit the boots. Boots are super simple. Globs. Globs of paint. I always do the boots after the straps. I don't know why I do that. It would be a little bit faster, I suppose, if I did all the black on one miniature at a time, but that's just kind of how I like to do it. You got to be precise for the straps, and then for the boots, don't got to be as precise. You can just kind of come in here, slap on some of this black ink that I'm using, and call it good. He is really pushed down in there. I must have been pissed off when I pushed him on. All right. Get this guy's boot. you can hear the wind chimes or my birds, I apologize, but they don't shut up. They like to harass me while I'm painting, ask me where I'm at, where I went. So you'll just have to deal with it. Sorry, guys. Says I'm live, but I don't know if you can see anything.